welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Heaven. I want to start a series of a yearly reset. I made one last year and I want to make this year as structured as possible. The whole goal here is to start showing up as your higher self. Every day in my head, I feel like I have this image of this woman that I want to become. So naturally, as we're all working every day towards becoming this person, the question is, what are you doing every day? What are your daily habits? What are your thought processes? So having a structured routine of reflections, goals, your aspirations and dreams all put down into paper, it's obviously going to help you and guide you in the right direction. So for this year's guide, my first step was sectioning off my goals into different categories, which I did off camera, but the categories were social media / work, hobbies, health / gym, routines, personal / other. So we're going to be creating a vision board accordingly to those sections. Let me show you guys my last year's vision board because there's a few quotes on here that I want you guys to read. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Authenticity is power. A new era of me. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. There's this one that I was also talking about, which is visualize your highest self and then show up as her. Because how are you going to become the person that you want to be by just fantasizing about it all day but not doing anything to get there? Anyways, let's get to our vision board, sort out all those pictures that we want. So I showed you guys my vision board. I'm going to explain it a little bit. So 2024, I feel like I really want to focus on myself, projects, just being really productive because this year feels like it's gone by so fast. And I want to try new strategies of breaking down my year into sections to make my goals more manageable and realistic. So instead of making 1 year long-term goals, I want to break down my year into quarters. So I'll have like a goal that I need to have accomplished for like every 90 days, 3 months. So we're going to be doing the layout sheet. Okay, so you guys just saw me make this layout. Although we are making this goal sheet for the next 12 weeks, it doesn't matter when you accomplish it. The whole point is you have the goal written down because that's your vision for the future. And hopefully by grinding, we can accomplish this in the time frame that we want. But things do not always go as planned. Everything is within divine right timing. So do not be discouraged if you don't accomplish these goals with these deadlines that you're sort of giving yourself. Okay, I'm gonna continue to fill this out by myself. So now that we have our goal sheet settled, we're going to be focusing on getting our environment properly cleansed. I don't know where I stored my Atomic Habits book, but basically one of the key concepts is make your habits easy and visible. So if you want to start reading more, you're less likely to read if your books are stashed away in a cabinet. Another thing that makes my cues visible, making me more productive, is keeping calendars. I have this calendar that I have hung up in my room. This makes it easy for me to see in the morning my upcoming appointments and not forgetting them. And then I have a shared calendar with a friend so that we can keep each other accountable. But then I sometimes feel like that calendar still isn't enough for me to even be really personal with it. So I keep a digital calendar, which is Notion. But basically that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna make sure the cues that I want to stay away from are not visible, and then the cues that are going to lead me to participate in the habits that I want to partake in are visible. And that was the state of my room right now. So let's get started on that. First things we're gonna do is the thing that is bugging me the most, which is all the Christmas presents that I got. I haven't fully unpackaged the things that came in huge boxes. Now that you guys saw me do my vision board, my goal sheet, and clean my room, the next step is going to be self-reflecting, specifically for the past year, because without reflecting, you don't really know where you went wrong, where you could have improved, what you accomplished. You can oversee these certain things that are really important. I'm going to show you guys the prompts that I'm going to use that you guys can take from to reflect on your past year. Okay, so now that I give you guys those prompts, I have this stack of book right here that I want to show you guys that really helped me with my self-development. If you didn't know this about me already, my major is psychology. Psychology, I feel, is very tied into self-development, so naturally I feel like I'm on this self-development path, and I just want to show you guys my top books of the year. Gaining knowledge makes you realize that there's so many information out there, and it makes you a more curious person. My current read is The Courage to Be Disliked. I feel like the reason that some people become antisocial is because they are scared of being disliked or saying the wrong thing. The title sounds bad, like, yeah, I'm gonna go outside and be disliked. Like, that's not at all what it is. I wouldn't describe myself as an antisocial person, but this is helping with ensuring that I don't fall into this rabbit hole. As I've learned through many books, you are not your thoughts. The body keeps a score. I actually started reading this book because of the wizard Liz. She recommended it, and I just thought that I had already been looking for like a book that delves into the topic of trauma, and this really analyzes not only the topic of trauma, but the trauma of individuals that were put through therapy and through recovery strategies. It's based on true stories. Book of Boundaries. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that they lack boundaries when it comes to relationships, and that's why their relationships don't thrive. The title sounds negative. It has a bad context to it, but reading the book makes you learn that having boundaries isn't bad. It's literally meant to enhance your relationships, because you don't want to hang out with someone that don't respect your boundaries. I have not started this book yet, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I just asked for it for Christmas. The little subtext here says how to lose your mind and create a new one. So I'm just thinking this is a good start for creating a new version of yourself. That's my intent with this book. And then here are a few more books that I don't really recall too much information from them because I read them earlier on in 2023. But Attached, good for regulating emotions. Separating yourself from your emotions helps you think more clear and logically. This also enhanced my knowledge on attachment styles. If you don't know what that is, there's like different ways that others can identify as when attaching to someone. You can be anxiously attached to someone, you can be avoidantly attached to someone, securely attached to someone, or anxiously avoidantly. Like, it's a combination of both. Attached to someone, and it all just depends on like your childhood. The Shadow Work Journal. If you suppress your shadow, your dark side, it becomes a bad thing. Bringing the shadow into the light creates like this divine essence in you. You're just owning it, working through it, and I want to be that person. That kind of also ties into the book The Courage to Be Disliked, because confidence is about knowing who you are. I'm gonna quickly go through these two. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and Emotional Intelligence 2.0. This one I barely even read it. This one I fully finished it. It's very similar to the book that I showed you named Attached. As much as we want to focus on the external factors that are going to make us level up, our energy does not lie, and our energy lies in what we are putting in our gut. So I just wanted to quickly show you guys what really helps me boost my energy levels and detox my gut, which would just be like green drinks and little to no processed foods, and just eating as much whole foods as possible. That's a lot more nourishing than fast food, which you don't know what is being put into it. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching.